So when did you finish at ISU?
I finished in 2007, May of 2007.
Yeah. So
So
that
I graduated with the chemistry, biochemistry, molecular biology,
right.
and I did research with Dr. Zapora. All 3 years I was there.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew you'd worked with Lisa, but I couldn't remember how long ago that was. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
I did.
So how long were you at Ohio State then?
4 years. So I went right from, so I was at ISU for 4, but did research for 3 with Dr. Sapora. But then so I graduated in May and then started at Ohio State in September of 07, finished in June of 2011.
Right. So now you've been practicing for 9 years then.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I saw on the website, are you still is it Divine Family?
Yes, I'm at Divine Family Eye Care. And then I also work for a surgeon. So I do Divine 3 days a week, and then I work for a surgeon, Northwest Eye Surgeons, 2 days a week.
What did you do for the surgeon?
I do a lot of pre and post-op for cataract, glaucoma surgeries, and then a lot of their general exams. And then sometimes I do some low vision exams with people who have like macular degeneration, or they start to have vision loss from glaucoma.
Right. So those are pretty high intensity patients.
Yes. Well, when I'm at Divine, I see a variety. Divine is more diverse than Northwest. Northwest is in a predominantly more of a affluent area, whereas Divine, I see lots of diversity. It's more urban, I would like to say.
Yeah.
So,
and that's Columbus, right?
No, go ahead.
Oh, where do you live now?
I'm still in Columbus.
Okay, in Columbus. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when was the last chemistry course that you took?
Oh gosh, it was my senior year.
Yeah.
It was the, when do you take physical chemistry?
Could very well be your junior year or your senior year, because it was,
Yeah, Bob Quant. I took that with him.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
What about general chemistry? Do you remember any of that?
Oh yes. I mean, I made it through general chemistry. I had Dr. McLaughlin for both.
Right.
For 140, I don't know if you still call it 140 and 141.
Yeah, we sure do.
Okay, good. So those were the numbers I took, and I had one, and it was all taught by Dr. McLaughlin at the time.
Right.
So, and that's how I got linked up with Dr. Support, because she had started her a group out of that,
right,
working with students.
Right. So tell me some chemistry that you do in your practice right now, in your life right now.
Well, I have to do a lot of, not a lot, but on 2 occasions, I remember people come in with chemical burns.
Okay.
And so you have to neutralize with either, if you have saline or water.
Right.
Until it can reach, then you have, till it reaches a neutralized pH. And then I can start looking at the cornea, depending what I see or what structures I don't see, how fast I have to get it to the corneal specialist and stuff like that, right, to make sure that they don't lose their vision. So I use that a lot. I have to use chemistry and pharmaceuticals, just because certain diseases such as sickle cell, people who are younger, you can't use all different medications on them. So you have to know classifications and stuff like that. For example, when I bring up sickle cell, those people can't use Diamox, oral Diamox.
Okay.
And so you have to know the chemistry behind Diamox and the patient that you're working with to make sure you're not prescribing something that's wrong.
Right. Yeah, and there's very few second chances you get on that, right?
Right. When people have like allergic reactions, to help, so if something's warm, if they feel something's warm in the eye, like we can use sterilized saline to help cool it down before we put like a numbing agent in. Sure. To help for the patients to be able to keep their eye open, so we can assess the type of allergies and stuff that I'm like seeing and stuff like that.
What about determining the amount of dosages?
Oh, that's huge, especially with children. Right. Because you have to know the half-lives of certain medications, and then you have to be able to convert dosages, so mathematics and chemistry go together here, be able to know how much you can prescribe versus for an adult versus a child dosage amount. For example, Augmentin, everybody knows, comes in big white tablets if you've ever been sick. But
I don't know that, fortunately.
But Augmentin is also, you can do a liquid for a child. So you have to know the child's weight, their age, and then how much you're going to give Augmentin, because it either comes in 250 milligrams per liter, 500, or 850 are the different dosages. And so you have to be able to break it down for age and weight of a child. So conversion factors are huge in chemistry when prescribing for children.
Right. It's interesting. It comes in 250, 500, and 850, but not 750.
No, 850 dosages.
And, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm interested.
No.
Okay. So there's some good general chemistry that you're using in there, which is exactly what I wanted. What other advice do you have for beginning college students?
Oh, I would say learn to ask questions.
Okay.
Because it was actually this course, 140 and 141, I came into that changed my major. I came in as a biology major and for only a semester. And then once I had taken 140 and 141 with Dr. McLaughlin and got to know Dr. Sapora and being able to ask questions in the department, is why I switched over to chemistry.
Cool.
So in general, meaning that especially, I don't know how large the program is now, but when I was there, it was still growing, but it was still quaint enough to know that I could knock on your door or somebody's door that would help me along with a lot of the questions, would be able to give examples or point you in the right direction for help.
Yeah. So one of the things that you don't know about me, Heather, is that I've been an administrator for the last decade, and I'm just going back to the chemistry department now.
Oh,
but it's interesting because this past semester, when I first started back in the department, I would spend once every day, I would walk up and down every hallway to see what was going on, just because I hadn't seen anybody basically for 10 years. Every time I go up and down the hallways, there's 3 or 4 offices with doors open, and there were faculty and students in there working together trying to solve problems or whatever. I mean, the culture of the department is still very much that if a student has a question and goes to ask their instructor, they get a lot of personal private time. So I take your advice to be really, really important still now that people can do that.
I mean, it's very valuable, like, to know that even though that I had, I didn't have Dr. Lash for organic chemistry, I could still go down and talk to him.
Yeah.
Like if he was just walking by at the time, or Dr. Hitchcock, he was always available, but you had to walk the same speed as Dr. Hitchcock to get him to answer questions. So, I mean, it was great. I mean, I love the chemistry department. Like it gave me a good foundation for everything, like how to step through problems, like with Dr. Bauer and like, analytical chemistry, and stuff like that. Like it's fundamentally, I feel like it was great for my foundation.
Yeah. Cool. And look at you now.
Yeah. Yeah. That is one of the major pluses of having a chemistry department that's not as big as some other departments, because you still get a lot of one-on-one attention, especially there.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Welcome.